All right, guys, this is Alexei Balian here, and it's for my students, my grade 12 specifically at the moment. But the skills that and the lesson and the demonstration I'll be giving you is for anybody who's in the creative realm of creating compositions, let's say placing images together, masking, collaging, all that kind of stuff. Okay. Anyhow, our theme for us has been expanding on the Oliver Twist, Old England, Elizabethan, a bit of Gothic, a bit of industrialism. Uh, is that right? Industrialism? It'll come to me anyway. Industrial Revolution, that period of a lot of brick, and also we're adding it to steampunk. We're implementing steampunk. As you can see, guys, I mentioned this to you guys. I've got London Oliver Twist here, and I also have abandoned ships for references. Crazy cool stuff. And steampunk here, okay? So my goal is to take a bunch of these elements from both, okay, and kind of make a composition. For me, I don't want to just work by placing images within Photoshop, okay? So what I want to do is perhaps just sketch out, and this is a huge document, so I'm going to try to sketch really small, and I'm thinking maybe a 1 point perspective. So basically the vanishing point is here, okay guys? So this is what I'm thinking of. Perhaps some kind of a street scene of various buildings on top of each other and so on. Like, so I want to do something like this. Maybe like maybe have an underworld or above ground or something in the sky back here. Some kind of a floating element, because I want this as a steampunk, so I don't know what I'll do here, but more and more I'm just thinking of adding pieces of architecture that's been here from time. So what I can do is I can take stuff and, you know what I mean, I could make really tall buildings with some Gothic influences, and then maybe add the various steampunk elements on top. Okay, so I could do some really cool stuff here. So I don't know, I'm just thinking of either it could be a street or whatever. Okay, so you know what's I can have buildings in the foreground, middle ground, and then I want something happening in the background. But whatever that is, the BG background, it's going to be kind of grayed out. I may have skies, I may have flying ships, I may have like cathedrals floating, who knows, right? So that's kind of the premise that I'm working with. Okay, so what I did here is I kind of pasted, hang on, I brought these images in, okay, so you can see here, this is kind of cool here actually. I can maybe have this as my base and build out from it. Okay, so let's make that even smaller. Anyway, it's good enough. Anyway, I'm just bringing stuff in, and here's another one, and so this is a really beauty. I love this one. I'm bringing references in. Okay, that's all it is right now. So let me just take a couple minutes here, and I'll show you what I have. And I'm not thinking of cutting them out. I'm also thinking of actually borrowing parts of a facade, parts of a building to incorporate later. Okay, so you'll be seeing certain tools I'm using. So I hope you guys can see this. Okay, maybe this one, Command T here. Yeah, like you can come in here and start like bringing these together, making a story, right? A winding street or whatever. Or you can kind of take these pieces here and add other new ones instead, right? So I'm just looking at these, and I'm seeing like there's movement, there's focal point, there's depth. It's not a front elevation. Like even this one here has depth. Okay, so let's see, what else did I bring in? Okay, that's too small for you guys to see. I have no idea what that was. Okay, cool. A couple more. Who's this? Whew, love this. Okay, so what I don't want you guys to do is basically start erasing. Okay, so let's learn. I've done this from grade 9 on, but it's good to review. Okay, so why don't I just zoom in for a second, and for this, like each image has something that I want. Okay, for me, I really love this tower here. Okay, so I'm not going to come in here and rasterize this, take my eraser tool and like that's just very, very unprofessional. Okay, so like let's not go there. We're design students. Let's use what Photoshop has. So if you double click in here, oh, this is what I had done because I was playing around. So for me, And you have to double click and unlock it here. So you just go boom, boom, double click, and then it says whatever, and you press OK. All right, so let me show you this guy here. And this is the quick selection tool that's been around for maybe what, 6, 7, who knows how many years it has been. But I love this. Okay, so all you're doing is you're actually painting over what you want. Okay, so it's almost like it's masking basically. And here you can play with the brush size. Okay, see, this is really massive now. Square brackets, right? So you just come in here and just brush, and I just want this tower. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm actually zoom in here and reduce my brush size. Okay, so let's just zoom in a bit and get into this. Okay, so this is looking pretty good. Last time when I did this, like I had the sky and everything, right? So there you go, I'm blowing it out. So shift is to add, option or alt depending on Windows or Mac is take away. Okay, so there's also the negative icon here, and it's the same thing. So if I go, let's see, if I hold option, it says subtract. Okay, cool. So what I'll do is I'll say bye-bye, and I want to reduce my brush size so I could be a little more, have greater control. Okay, that's the word I'm using. I'm sticking to it, baby. Okay, here it is. So I've got this part coming out, looking down. I don't need anything here. I like how this is coming in. So if I hit Alt now, look, I can come in here and just maybe do that. But if I don't, just Command Z. Like in the past, we couldn't even do Command Z more than once. So I'm glad Adobe's kind of figured that one out for us. Okay, so what do I want to do? I want to take away these pieces because I just want the tower. So I'll just do a shift click here, and then I'm going to do Alt or Option. I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to just right there, something like this, straight up and straight down. Okay, so I got to zoom in here because I can't really see what I'm doing. So I need to add here, so I'll press shift and something like this. This is pretty clean up to here, here, here. Okay, and I'm going to hold Alt just to bring it in. Okay, so guys, like remember, it's a collage, right? So some of this stuff are going to be overlapping. There's going to be some cool stuff over each other and so forth. Okay, so looking down on the ground, I'll hold shift and I'll just click once or twice just to get this bottom part. Okay, really nice. You know what? I'm going to get rid of the pipe, even though actually, yeah, pipes are good, aren't they? Yeah, what am I saying? Well, there it is. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Let's just click. I'm going to make my brush even smaller, and I'm just going to hit shift little dabs here. Okay, like that. Okay, that's good. Now I'm going to press Alt to get rid of the other stuff outside of it and beyond it. Okay, so here it is. This was a lot of time I spent here. Okay, so Command minus so you can see everything I have. So what I want you guys to do is go select and mask. There it is. This is the item I want. So what I usually do, let's look up here. I don't touch the transparency. I don't touch radius. Like, yeah, maybe a little touch. Smoothness, I'll just go just a little bit. Oh, did I miss the top? I'm not sure here. Hang on a second. Anyway, this is pretty cool. Feather, if you want to like make that ghost effect on the outer rim, you can do with feathering, and I don't touch much of it. But the key is here, right here, guys. Output. How do you want this? Do you want it as a mask? No, I just want it as a new document. Sorry, a new layer. Okay, so new layer, press OK, and watch. In your document now, you have this as its own layer. So at this point, I'm just going to go to the Move tool, select and move. This is the Move tool for directional arrow. And I'm just going to like just move it onto my first dock right here. So boom, there it is. Okay. So it's here. Look at that. I missed some pieces here, so I can clean that out. Not that I really need to. I can go back to it, so we can go back to the same dock. Wait, I did that one too. Woohoo! Love these guys, man. All right, it was here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a layer underneath sometimes and just drop a color in. Okay, G for the paint bucket, and there it is. Right. So I could erase it and do whatever. So I can come in here with this and say, oops, what am I doing? Am I in the right layer? Wrong layer, yeah. Okay, so we'll go with shift to take away, right? Where is this? Okay, so now I'm not in the layer. So I'm just gonna, you know what? Sorry guys, let's just be really bad designers and erase it. Or I need to go in here and let's see if I could select this guy here, yeah? Yeah, and Okay, some wild stuff's going on, so I'm just going to leave it be. I'm going to come back. I'm going to leave it. Okay, because I've got a lot going on here, so it's not going to bother me here. I can really put stuff over it, so it's not going to bother. Okay, so this guy is here on its own layer. So notice that it's an image that could be transformed, resized, and so forth. Okay, so let's go to this guy here where I had this before. Check it out. Like I really love this aspect of over a bridge or something, right? And this maybe sticks out and pipes come down and clocks or some kind of a spherical shape goes on top of the roof. I don't know, right? So let's go to the original layer here, and I'm going to go with my tool one more time. Okay, quick select, and this time I'll make my brush bigger because it's tiny right now, and all you're doing is just going over your work, okay? Going over what you want. It's that simple. Of course, this works with a mouse and a stylus. It's a lot easier. Okay, so I want all this. I'm not sure. I'm just going to keep taking these as well, just like that. Wow, that was cool. And I'm going to press Shift here, like that, and reduce my brush size so I could be a little more have more control. And here I need to use Alt or Option to get rid of that. Okay, so that's pretty cool. I think that's all right. Looking around, I'm going to hold Shift and just dab in here. Like that means just little clicks. Okay, that's all it is. Option, boom, and make that straight. Good enough. I think in the end I'm only going to use this part, but I'm keeping my options open. If I want, I can even go Option in here. And what was that? That was weird. Why did that happen? I said Option, and here, like I could even, like, if I want, I can say I don't want the water, I just want this. Okay, so look, so you've got more control, guys. So you don't have to follow what I'm doing exactly. Okay, so basically this is pretty cool, and I'm gonna hold Shift to take these guys here. Okay, good. So, like, you know, it's not the most beautiful cutout or selection, but this is good to go here. Select and mask. I'm not going to touch much. A little contrast, feather a touch, just so that I'm not going to have hard edges, smooth as well. But the most important thing, like I said to you guys here, is output to its own layer. That's it. Press OK. See ya. And now we bring the move tool, select tool, depending on what software I'm in, and I'll bring it in here, and look at that, right? So look how sweet that is. So I'm going to go Command T, and I'm going to bring that in. Okay, so oops, don't hold Shift, because this is, I don't know what it is with Adobe. For like 15 years, I've held Shift to resize proportionally. Now in the newer versions, you don't do that. Okay, so okay, I'm sure they've got a reason for it. C'est la vie. Okay, so this is cool. I've got that in there. Press Enter, return, or whatever. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm bringing these pieces in. Okay, so I can hide it right now. These are the ones I brought in. So let's see, I've used this one here, so I'll say bye-bye to it. However, like, this is the one right here. Let me find this one, and I'll stop doing things like this for now. And it is what, 12 minutes? Cool. So the thing that I like about this, I think I want to take this piece here and maybe that on its own. Okay, so I'll do two of these processes in a row. So let's see what you do. All you got to do is double click in here. Okay, and remember, it's right here, the tool. Okay, so it's a magic wand, quick selection tool, object select, which I've never used yet. If you don't see it, just hold Shift, click over it. So I think if that used to be my hotkey, Shift, yeah, and whatever, here it is. So if whatever the hotkey is for this, and it is W. So if I go Shift W, that should work, right? Yeah, so you can, okay, good. That hasn't changed. Woohoo! All right, so let's go. Double click in here. Thank you. And I've done this part. Okay, so you can see that, hide that. So now I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here. I'm going to take this piece here. This, okay, so let's see here. This is almost like a rectangle marquee would have worked, right? So I'm just going to use this lantern as well in here. I'm going to hold Alt, Option. What just happened? What is going on, Johnny? Okay, so let's do this again. Here it is. There's some weird stuff going on here. Okay, that's pretty good. And look, it just, what is the number here? Okay, so let's go with Shift. There's some weird stuff going on here, guys. I'm sorry. That shouldn't be happening. Why is this happening? Oh, sorry. I'm in the wrong layer. That's why. Okay, cool. It's me, not you. Okay, so I was, even though I clicked here, I didn't really select it. So I am in layer 0 now. So I'll hold Alt, See, it's good to make mistakes so you guys can see my madness, and then we'll solve it together, okay? So there, maybe shift a touch here, make my brush smaller. So it's about making your brush small and larger so you can have a greater control of what you want. I'm gonna hold Alt Option here and just get rid of that piece, the roof. The roof is gone. Okay, so Alt again, we'll get rid of this one here. This is good enough. So this is another piece I could use. Okay, so same thing, select and mask. I'm not going to do anything to it other than the fact that new layer, baby. That's it. Boom. Go. Bring our move tool, take this guy and go over here. Okay, so let go. And there it is. Okay, Command T, rock and roll here. Don't hold Shift like I've been using Photoshop for at least, oh my God, quarter of a century, if not more. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, anyway, I've always held Shift, so now we don't. Enough of that. That's gone. All right, so in terms of collaging, I think everybody has an idea of what that means. Like, I don't want you guys to come in here, erase, move things over. I want you to take the time. Like, if you want this sign, take that sign, use that tool that I showed you, and move it on its own layer, and then you can move it around, resize it. Okay, so my sketch was into a focal point, and this is kind of cool. I can build on this, right? So coming in here, guys, like I can right click and say, okay, what is this one? I can come in here and say, okay, maybe this is a few streets coming together. I don't know yet, right? So these are the elements that I will use. Okay, and then I'll also bring in, as you know, place embedded. So I'm going to go on my desktop here, and I have steampunk reference, I believe. There we go. Okay, so this is going to come in for sure. Okay, like, come on. This reminds me of Disney's movie right here. Oh yeah, Atlantis. Look at this. Look at this. This is crazy how cool this is. Okay, so I'll just go boom, enter wherever this layer is, double click it, and I'll really stop here. Double click here. I'm taking this. No matter what happens, I want this bad boy here. So, wrong tool, Balian. Here, quick select, Command plus. Okay, so this looks like really low quality. Look at, oh my God, there's so many good things here. Okay, so I have to unlock the layer. And on my other screen, it shows you this. So you know this. If you double click, you'll get this. Press OK. All right, so here we go. Ding. Just like that, really, really fast. And I'm just going to maybe take a bit of this, okay? Maybe up to here. All right, that's it. Okay, so this is pretty cool. Hold Shift and just dab in here. Let's see, just in here like that. I don't need the things that are coming out in the top, so Alt, get rid of that edge. Yes. I'm going to come back. This definitely looks like a submarine, right? Yeah, this is top. I'm going to come back and take that as well. So this is good. Maybe I'll zoom in. Remember, zoom in, zoom out. What don't I want here? Yeah, you know what? I can go to make my brush smaller and press Option and just get rid of that piece right there, okay? This is cool, okay? Looking nice. All right, so hold Shift, dab in here, so we've got that nice arc down to straight, whatever that is. Okay, so again, select, off you go, feather a touch. I really want to contrast it, whatever. I'm spending too much time in this, but look at this new document. Like I said, there it is, right? Grab your move tool, drag onto, oops, okay, so it's over here. Where's my original one? It's somewhere here, guys, really. Do we not have any arrows? Let's see, the untitled one. Yeah, okay. Anyway, okay, so this is 1, this is 2, 3. These are all the different pieces. It's got to be here somewhere unless I accidentally deleted it, okay? So I hope not, but this seems okay to me, right? Is there anything else here? Let's see. What's this one? Instagram, bye-bye. Untitled. Wow, there it is. Imagine. Okay, so basically imagine I can go and drag it into here, okay? So that's pretty much it. You guys can play around with elements, and I'm going to bring in pipes, clocks, glass elements with steel pieces or girders, who knows, and then have fun with it. But for me, I'm gonna stick to my idea here, wherever that sketch was. Yeah. So to me, I think that sketch idea is important for things to make sense. You guys can say, well, you're not going to sketch, you're not going to do that, you're going to do something else, and fine. So look, I'll just hide all of this, and you'll see that I'll do something like this, Command minus, so that I know that there's a high, low, things sticking out, maybe things floating. Okay, I have a 1 point. I may end up making a 2 point, who knows? But this is the way I want you guys to bring images for your collage. Okay, guys? Have a good one. Valiant out. See ya. 20 minutes. Wow.